Hi, it's Heather. Today I'm going to show you this cute little spider craft, and it's a perfect family-friendly one. So if you've got littles that you want to do a family project with, this is great if you can just help them with a few basic things. I'm starting with this. It was actually from jewelry. It's just a bead, and it's a circle. So anything circular and flat will work, or if you have a button even, that would work. But it's going to be black because it's the body of the spider. And then these little squares that are wooden that I get from Amazon. I will link that in the description box. It's going to be our little sign. So I only need to paint the edges, and I end up painting both sides because the one was a little warped and it didn't want to paint right. So I ended up painting the other side. Then I just took off the one that wasn't working well. And then here I pushed a little hole through on both sides with just a push pin. And then I stuck some wire through. You can use any kind of bendable wire, or if you don't want to use the wire, you can hot glue on a piece of jute rope. And then we're going to put the body on. So I'm just putting some super glue from Dollar Tree and some glue from the glue gun, and putting that body centered in a spot where there's room to get all the legs on the spider, and also the little ribbon will go up on top, and then down in the one corner we're going to write something. So you just have to make sure there's room for everything. And then I'm just taking a pencil and drawing how I want everything to be. And the word I'm choosing to write is eek, but you can put any word that works for you. And I am anxious for my grandkids to see this, especially my granddaughter who's scared of spiders. I thought she needed to have this friendly spider in her life. Now, I didn't put eyes on mine, but of course, if you have kids, they might want to put googly eyes on it or something, or even just to paint some on. And you can use stickers for the word, or you don't even have to put one on. I just hand drew this since it was a simple one. And then I got this ribbon at Hobby Lobby on clearance about 6 years ago. It was only $1/4 for this small roll. And I've been saving it for all these years, thinking I've got to have a project for it at some point. And I finally got to use it. But that's how I afford my crafting. I like to get things when they're on a really good sale and stick it away for when I might need it, instead of just going out and always buying all the supplies when I've needed them. It works out well. So here you can see I'm just gluing on the bowl, and that completes our little friendly spider. And if you want to stick around, I'm going to be making my favorite, tastiest pumpkin muffins. And if you're doing the craft with your kiddos, they would love to help make the muffins, I'm sure. My grandkids love to help me cook. So stick around a few minutes here and we'll get started making muffins. So these are very simple. They are amazing. They're the best pumpkin muffins I've ever made. And so I just keep using this recipe and keep getting compliments on it. So I thought I would show you how I do it. I will be putting the measurements up on the screen so you don't have to worry about memorizing those. But we're going to start with flour. And we're just going going to get all the dry ingredients in first. Then we have sugar, a cup of sugar, and a half a cup of brown sugar. I may have put in a little more because I love brown sugar. And then I'm going to put in baking soda, a teaspoon. And then the seasonings, you can put salt. I usually don't add salt to anything I make, or very rarely. We're going to put in some cloves and some cinnamon, of course. Michael loves cinnamon. And then I have a pumpkin pie spice. We're going to put a little of that in. You can also put in cloves if you have cloves. I don't, so I just use this pumpkin pie spice. It's got cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice in it. Okay, so I got everything in the bowl. I'm just going to stir it up. Break up any clumps in the sugars. Make it nice and smooth. I'm doing some baking today because we're having a little break from the 90-degree weather and high humidity. It's still warm, but I'm starting to get anxious for fall, and we are making chili today. We couldn't wait any longer to have chili, so I wanted to make some pumpkin muffins, and I have also got homemade bread going today. Okay, we got that all stirred up. Everything's combined. Now, I usually don't use two bowls when I'm making something on my own. I usually put in the wet ingredients first, and then I do the dry ingredients on top, kind of mix in the baking soda and anything that's on top with the flour, and then I mix the whole thing. But I'm going to use two bowls today. So in this bowl is going to go your wet ingredients. And this can is 30 ounces. So half of the can, 16 ounces, is what we're going to need for the pumpkin. And you can either use the pumpkin pie mix or you can just use straight pumpkin. I get mine over at the Amish on a really good sale, so I just buy whatever they have. And then we need 2 eggs. I'm still using my dining room as a studio area because my craft room is still too hot. And once we get rid of this cold weather, or this hot weather, I can start going in there. Vanilla, about a teaspoon. This is my good Mexican one, so I kind of only use it when I need to so I don't waste it. And then a half a cup of oil. You can use vegetable oil, coconut oil, whatever your favorite kind of oil is. Now we're just going to get this all mixed together. You kind of see there, we get the eggs and the oil mixed in with the pie mix. I love muffins if they're moist. I do not like things that are dry. So these muffins are not dry. They are so good. The good thing about doing my videos in here is it's kind of close to everything I need, and with me not being able to walk very well sometimes, it sure helps because the kitchen is just over that way, and I have all my craft things on my dining room table there, and when I do the videos here, and then behind me is usually where I photograph things. I'm a low budget operation. We just kind of use what we have and do the best we can. So now I'm going to combine these. So I'm just going to pour the pumpkin mixture into the dry ingredients. And then I'll stir those up. And you don't want to over stir muffins, so they'll get kind of cakey. So you want to leave them, you want to get the ingredients all stirred in, but you want to leave them a little bit lumpy. So that's okay. And then I usually set these at 375. And I put them in 12 muffin cups. I don't use the little muffin liners because Michael takes them to work and it's harder for him to get them. So we usually just make them in the pan. I spray the pan good. Okay, we've got that all sprayed. And now we're going to put these in the muffin pan. And it gets them, they need to be filled pretty high up because they don't rise a whole lot, but they will a little bit. So you're just going to put a pretty good amount. Michael takes these to work and the people he works with love them, so I always make these to send extras. And I found a recipe a couple of years ago and I kind of just changed it a little bit to make it my own because it just worked better for me. So this recipe will definitely be going in my cookbook. So what kinds of things would you like to see in my cookbook? I'm hoping to have it published in a year or two. So if you want to leave me a note in the comments, things that you like, and I can see what I have for recipes that I use. I have been blessed to have both of my grandmothers be excellent cooks and bakers. And so that has been wonderful. Plus I had a great aunt that lived close, and she was also an excellent cook and baker. So I learned from some of the best, and my mom, of course, also cooks and bakes. So, all right. I came out with 11 this time. I usually come out with 11 or 12. So I'm going to put these in at 375, and I'll see you back here in a bit. So these were done in 22 minutes, and you can kind of push down on the top, and if it bounces back, then it means that they're done. It smells so good in here. And we like to just eat them plain or with a little butter on them. Yummy. So good. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.